Hi everyone. So the next stage of my CG project is to install some navigation lights on the ski. So this is a 22 Sea-Doo FishPro. So the idea is I'm going to put the two nav lights on the side of this front cover here. So this is the nav lights I decided to go with. I like them because they're nice and black and they don't have a colored lens. So I decided to use those. So now for the installation, we need to take this cover off and mount it on here. As you've seen my previous video, I have installed a dual battery here for my life bait setup that I'm running here. It runs to the front of the ski with a switch right in the mesh here. So I've already drilled the pilot hole there for the when we installed the life bait tank. So when we put the pump in, I already drilled the pilot hole. So I'm just going to put another exact same switch there for the navigation lights. That's going to sit on the side here. So what I'm going to do for the nav lights, I'm going to run power from the dual battery all the way to the front and to the switch and to the lights. The plan is to get the power internal. I do not want to have any surface wires or anything running, and I bought the exact same switch that I'm going to put right next to the mesh in the mesh tray, same as the live bait tank switch. So I'll need to take this basket off. So first things first, we need to try and get this cover off. So the first step to remove this cover is there's these little screws on the side here. Those screws, so there's one on either side that you need to remove. I've already unscrewed them, so you take them off. Put them there where I can remember them. Now we just need to get this cover off the front here. So then after you've undo the screws, just close the hole and you just tug on the front cover and then it comes off. So after you've removed the cover, this is how the internals look. Now I've already run the power through to the hole. I don't want to run any wires here and then drill a separate hole. So I wanted to get it through. So I've actually already done that. I'm going to see if I can try and do it again so I can show you how I got that done. But basically it goes in there and then there comes the cable out there. So this is probably not the cable I'm going to use. I'm probably going to use the same ones we did for the live bait pump. But at least now I can tie this onto the cable and pull it through. It was actually very simple to get it there. I expected to struggle a lot more, but I didn't. But now what's good is if I mount the lights here on the side of the cover, the cables can run all here. I'll probably run it through there to the other side so I can connect the lights. Main power goes in here. It runs to the battery over there. And then what I'll do is I'll run it to the switch here. So first things first now I removed the cover. So I've got the cover in my hand. So now we need to try and measure and mark where we're going to put these lights. So basically what I've done now is I took the measurement of this length here. And then I lined it up with this little mark here on the ski, this line here. And I drew a line with a pencil. And then what I've done is I roughly placed the shoe of the nav light that should sit like that, roughly on here, roughly where I wanted it. And then I made like a little circle on it on the line because I know the line is kind of in the middle. So I put that circle there. I measured it roughly so that the size on this side and that side's the same. So I've traced the lines up where I need to make the holes to drill it, and I feel that's probably a nice place where to put it. It's kind of more towards the front if you look at it, but it's also on the nice flat white part. So I did exactly the same on the other side. So basically what I've done is, as I mentioned before, I took the measurements of this, got the middle point, lined it up with that exact same mark at the top here. I drew a pencil line and I'll put the cover on, and I'm not sure if you can see, but there's the middle point on it there. So I measured the length of the other side and I put it in here so they're both identical. Then I'll just line it up roughly like that. There will probably be some play in it because if you look at the back of the light, there's only place for one screw, and then it's got like this pin to keep in place by the cable. So this hole is going to be a little bit bigger, so there might be some play, but I will put some silicone on the inside to obviously prevent any potential water going in, but also just to nice and seal it and make it sit fairly snug. So I'm going to try to reattempt to do this. So this is my cable. I'm not removing it in case I can't get it through again, but basically I just used a little bit of thicker cable. I would say this is probably what, 6mm, 8mm, and I'm going to start threading it into one of these tubes. There's two of them. I didn't really specifically chose one, I just chose the nearest one to me, how my jet ski is positioned in my garage. So I'm quickly going to try and thread that through, and then I'm going to go see in the hole if I can see their cable, and then I'll explain to you how I got it. So I hope I'm going to be able to show you this, but I'm not sure if you can see at the back there, but there's my cable, and then further back is the thicker one hanging. So basically I just took a stick with a hook on it, and I just grabbed it and pulled it through. So basically we are sitting here now. There's my cable. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera. I'm trying to do it, but basically there's another cable, white one, hanging at the back there. You can see it's not the like kind of square one like my one I've got through. That's the thicker, rounder one. I can't really get the camera in there any deeper to try and show you that, but there's definitely a second cable hanging at the back there that I just put a stick in, hooked it on, and pulled it through. So I just drilled the holes. They were 4mm holes for the screws. So that's the first step. I've done both now, so they fit pretty snug. So now the next bit is to drill the second holes where the plug and the cables will go through. So I've just installed the red one on the left. I think it came out pretty well. I haven't tightened it all the way in the top, in the inside. I'm still going to put a little bit of silicone on the screw and where the cable's going, but I think that's a really good positioning. So let me quickly do the green one on the right hand side. And just like that, the right hand green one looks perfect. I've installed both nav lights. This is just now the cover that's upside down. I siliconed everything nicely on the inside. So I'm going to let it dry overnight, and then I'm going to do the wiring for it tomorrow. But yeah, the lights are on and they're nice and tight. So just going to let the silicone dry overnight, and then I'll wire them tomorrow. So I've just completed all the wiring. Looks like a little bit of a mess, but I've got some conduit here that I'm going to neaten everything up now and cable tie it. So that's basically all the cables for the lights and all the cables for the live bait tank. So basically this is how it's all wired up now in the front. I'm going to neaten this up now, cable tie it a little bit nicer, and then I'm going to seal this back up, and then I'm going to quickly tighten all these or neaten these all up. I still have to put the switch in for the light, which I'm going to do shortly, and then I'll show you how it works. So I've just put in my second switch now. So I've tightened I put the front cover back on. So basically, from my previous video, this switch is the live bait tank. You'll hear it now, the pump, and this is my light switch. So the lights work. Quickly neaten up those cables. So now I've neatened all the cables, and I literally just need to tie it down. It's all done. Deck back, and yeah. So just to confirm, the live bait tank still works, and the nav lights. So just to give a quick rundown, so I've installed the dual battery over there. I do not use the jet ski to start with the dual battery. The dual battery is not even connected to the main battery. My dual battery is sole purpose is to run my live bait pump and my nav lights. So it's not connected to the main power source. I want to keep it separate so I don't have any potential issues on the water. So the dual battery literally powers my live bait tank and my nav lights, and both of my switches are in here. This is the live bait tank one, and this is the nav light one. So yeah, I think it's a pretty quick install. And now if you look at it, all my cables are in that conduit, nicely tucked away. So yeah, anyone looking to install some nav lights on their FishPro, hoping this gives you a nice idea or concept how you can put them on. Enjoy.